Okay. Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Sorry for the technical issues we had beforehand. The internet is really struggling today in this household. Let's see where we're at. I wanted to time this for the start of the Bundesliga games, which had just kicked off. So we're going to be looking for both teams to score in a few of these games here. Let me look at which ones I'd had outlined for both teams to score. Let's see. We have RB Leipzig Cologne, potentially. Let's put that in the favourites. I mean, the whole league is in the favourites. RB Leipzig Cologne. And Hertha Berlin, Eintracht Frankfurt. So Eintracht Frankfurt played in midweek in the Super Cup against Real Madrid, lost 2-0. But I think they've still got a pretty good team. Hertha Berlin lost last week against Union Berlin. And I'm thinking, I don't know many of their players, but we expect a bounce back game. Still expect Eintracht Frankfurt to get the win here. Hello, Luis. Hi. Good to see you in the stream. I think we're a little bit late, but it's good we got there in the end. Okay. All right, make sure everything's going fine. I think the game we're going to watch. Hi again. Yeah. So let me see. We're tracking the Leipzig game for both teams to score. I think Leipzig should win this game. Problem with Cologne for both teams to score. Their best striker last season, Anthony Modeste, has gone to Borussia Dortmund. So, and RB Leipzig are a very good defensive team. Arsenal Leicester. Hi Milad. Hi everyone. Arsenal Leicester. What's my thoughts? Okay. This game, very, I think, strong feeling that Arsenal are going to win that game. I'm not really convinced by Leicester's goalkeepers. They've got Ward and Iverson in goal, who are not particularly. I don't think they're Premier League standard goalkeepers. I think Leicester will get a goal there, and it's actually part of my accumulator, which we're going to come on to. I've managed to get odds of 5.5 on this game, so Arsenal to win the game, Martinelli to have one or more shots on target in the game, Saka to get one or more shots on target in the game, and both teams to score, because I do think that the threat that Leicester pose on the counter will allow them to get a goal. But I expect Arsenal to dominate and win the game. So yeah, so right now we are just tracking already. Look at that, both teams to score. Hertha Berlin, Eintracht Frankfurt. Maybe the goal is going to be cancelled out. I can't show the games on the stream, as you know, what happened last week where we got taken down, but I will watch along. I recommend for you to do the same on your own computers if you can. But let's see, it's a goal. It looks like a goal. Hertha Berlin goal will stand. Is it showing the goal now? No, it's not. So that's one of the games I'd highlighted for both teams to score. It's a shame that the goal kind of went in so early. Normally we like to bet around the 10-15 minute market. Brentford, Man United. That's a great question. I wish I could. I haven't run that through my model yet. I was going to do it after the stream. Honestly, I think a draw in that game. I don't bet draws, and I wouldn't recommend betting draws. But I think the game will end up in a draw, which is why I'm probably going to stay away from the game. Man United didn't look particular. Brighton are a good team now, so I was actually expecting Brighton to win that game last week, but I think that's going to end up in a draw. Okay, so we're back on. So already, what I'm going to say is, oh god, that was an aggressive challenge in the Berlin Frankfurt game. If you can see there, the kind of match tracker, which is showing you who's attacking, and Berlin are coming out very strong. One that we're going to earmark for later, around the 60-minute mark, like we did last week with the Gladbach game. If it's still 1-0 at around 60 minutes, and Frankfurt look like they're coming back into the game, we're going to try and back the draw here. Already the draw is at 4. I guess that's going to probably go down a bit because it's so early in the game for the draw to be called. Let's see what's happening. The boss. Brentford win or draw is a good option. Genuinely, I think so. Man United is still priced like they were like the big Man United from before. It's just the name these days. Really, the team is not good on paper. In the Premier League, over 1.5 happens all the time, right? I think more so than before. It's now kind of rare that I don't remember seeing many just 1-0 games. So it's a good market potentially to think about focusing on in the future. But it just depends on the odds, right? The trade-off between the odds versus I guess the risk of it not coming in. Depends if the odds offered are good enough. Right now, I'm switching over to the RB Leipzig Köln game. Köln look like they're creating chances. If we think Köln could score, I'd like to back both teams to score in this game. So I'm just going to track this for a bit, see the defensive lines of both teams, and then maybe we're going to place a bet on Leipzig Köln here. So you can see on the screen, Köln have got a free kick, goes into the box. RB Leipzig deal with it quite easily. What are the other teams I had earmarked for both teams to score? So this Leipzig Köln game, and really big one was Hoffenheim Bochum. We just go to Hoffenheim Bochum here. How's that going? Bochum, okay. Bochum are getting some attacks. This one could also be a nice one to track. What's both teams to score in this game? Where is it? Goals. Both teams to score 1.75. I like it. I like that at the moment. The Hoffenheim crowd are really pumping at the moment. RB Leipzig, Köln. These two are the games I want to track. RB Leipzig and Hoffenheim. So this is where both teams score. We might place a bet. Oh, great save. Now look, Leipzig. So the problem is when Köln are defending, they're defending very deep. I think there's a goal in this game. 1-0 Leipzig. There we go, straight away. Again, just too early. I wouldn't bet both teams to score. Honestly, cracking goal in this game. And Bochum have scored as well. Look at that. There are goals going in all over the place. I said both teams to score in these games, and they've both scored at the same time. It's too late for us to get into the both teams to score market. Like I said, we wait for like 10, 15 minutes to get better odds. But that is promising and good for the accumulator, which I will show in just a second. So what do we have? Questions. One more query, boss. In PSG, Neymar and who is going to score today? Let's see. I don't know if you're placing odds on it. I actually didn't see the game last week, but I did see that they were very dominant. I saw the scoreline and just a few of the goals. What are we looking for? We're looking for France. What do the bookmakers think who's going to be the most likely scorer? I'd probably think it'd be Mbappe, right? They'd probably have Mbappe as the main goal scorer. Bochum 1-0 up. I know. Really good news. The problem with this bet for both teams to score, I thought Bochum might not score. Hoffenheim have a really high chance of scoring. I think they're going to... Oh, no, just a corner. This is another one. If it's 60 minutes still, Bochum winning. then you back the draw here. So PSG, who are we looking for? Top goal. So who's going to score? Most likely person to score. Let's do it here. Player to score. Mbappe and Icardi are both 1.5. Okay. And then Messi 1.66, Neymar 1.72. I guess that makes sense. I guess it makes sense that Mbappe would be the person to score. Based on my analysis, I just haven't seen how PSG play. I would imagine that it is Mbappe who gets into the most advanced positions, with Messi acting as more in the kind of creator role. So back to match tracking. What's going on? All the matches can't be suspended. Let me refresh. Is there another goal? Bochum, 2 goals. All right, let's see what's happening here. Oh, it's just come around the back. Wow. Very unexpected here. So now we need a big Hoffenheim comeback in this game for part of the accumulator. The RB Leipzig goal has been ruled out. Okay, it gives us a chance to come back into it, though, for both teams to score. Let me keep an eye on this. I like this bet. I really like the bet, both teams to score. Very attacking, both ends. I'm just going to watch this game a bit, and then I think we'll place the bet there. Back Neymar in my slip. Yeah, Neymar can absolutely score. Any 3 of them can score. And I'm not sure, but I think Neymar's on penalties as well. Is that right? If he is, then, you know, with the amount of skill they have up front, I think it's very likely that they can get a penalty in the game. Sorry, I'll come closer to the mic as well. I think maybe you're not hearing. Move this out the way. Hello. Hi, Emily. How are you doing? Thanks for joining the stream. What's more difficult? Both teams to score over 1.5. More difficult for both teams to score. You get much better odds on both teams to score than over 1.5. Let me show you an example in this game. Over 1.5, you get odds of 1.2. Both teams to score, you're getting 1.8. So it's really for those games where, not even evenly matched teams, but where, like in this example with RB Leipzig Köln, we've got a good feeling that Leipzig are going to score. It's just whether we think Köln are going to score as well. Bochum 2-1 Hoffenheim. Look at that. Both teams to score in 14 minutes. And this one I had a bet strength of 65% chance of both teams to score in this game. And it's already 1 to Hoffenheim, 2 to Bochum. It's a goal fest over there. To come back on what I was saying on the accumulator today, goal Hoffenheim, yeah, absolutely, it's great news. So the accumulator, so we got the Arsenal game, which I spoke about at the beginning of the stream. I think Arsenal are going to win, both teams to score, and I think Arsenal are going to dominate. So I've also inflated the odds on this bet by having Martinelli and Saka both to get a shot or more on target. Look at that, Timo Werner in a Leipzig shirt. He's already back. And then the next ones, so the France game at 4 o'clock. Monaco to win the game. Monaco against Rennes. Monaco to win the game and both teams to score. RB Leipzig has scored. See, when you're trying to do so many things at the same time. There we go. He rounds the keeper very easy. He might be offside. He may be offside. He's not really celebrating. I think we have to get on both teams to score for this game. There's now 2 disallowed goals that Leipzig have had. But what we were saying, Hertha Berlin have scored. We said Frankfurt, yeah. So we want Frankfurt to come back into the game. So let me go through the accumulator just quickly. Arsenal to win the game, both teams to score. Martinelli and Saka both to get a shot on target. Monaco-Rennes game at 4 o'clock. Monaco to win the game, both teams to score. I think two very attacking teams there. Monaco do have a good home record, but I think Rennes can definitely get a goal. Hoffenheim-Bochum game. Shock Bochum to go 2-0 up. Quite a, they were a promoted team from last year. And Hoffenheim are known for their strong attacking, especially at home. So we went for Hoffenheim to win, both teams to score. Both teams to score has come in, but we need Hoffenheim to win this game. And the last one is Hertha Berlin, Eintracht Frankfurt. Frankfurt to win this game and both teams to score. Hertha Berlin are 1-0 up. So again, we need the Frankfurt comeback. We've put £42 on that to return £10,000. Quite a big one. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get that going. Let me see. This light is completely in my face. Where are we going? Augsburg, Berlin. Oh, let me go back here. We have the Premier League game starting soon as well. Okay, I think... Oh, you know what? We are going for both teams to score. Actually, it's... The fact that this is the only game where there's been no goal is worrying. In terms of law of averages, the fact that everyone else has scored. How's it going? 10 attacks. You know what we're going to do? We're going to see just quickly. What we're looking here for is the dangerous attacks in the game. So Hertha Berlin 7-4, 10-8 in the Leipzig-Köln game, 8-6 in Bayer Leverkusen Augsburg, 7-7, and 9-3. So if anything, this has had the most dangerous attacks, the most open game. I'm going to back this game now for both teams to score. Let's go for it. Okay. Bochum, Leipzig, Köln. Both teams to score 1.75. Can I get better odds of that on here? Both teams to score 1.8. Okay, let me... I'm going to do it on here, 1.75. You've always got to go for the place where you get the best odds. Is this changing? Both teams to score 1.85 now. Okay. Can I get this not in the sports book, on the exchange? RB Leipzig Köln goals. Let's see, score 1.86. Okay. Let's back that. 1, 7, 4. All right. This is our main game that we're following now. Leipzig against Köln, both teams to score. Man City over 3.5, pretty easy. Man City have two modes, right? They're going to win the game. We're assuming they're going to win the game. I mean, it's everyone and their grandma thinks they're going to win the game. But they either win the game 2-0 or they blow out Bournemouth 4-5-0. Bournemouth are probably going to approach the game very defensively. But as we know, Man City's capable of breaking down that barrier. It's hard for me to analyze the Man City games in terms of goals scored because, like you said, it's either going to be 2-0 or it's going to be 4-5-0. All right, so we are tracking the Leipzig-Köln game. We've gone for both teams to score. Let's see how this plays out. Köln are pushing up. Köln are not letting Leipzig have time on the ball in defense. They're not sitting back when they're passing on the back. I like it. It's a good indicator for an open game, which is what we're seeing here. The Berlin, Frankfurt. Are they pressing? They're not pressing the goalkeeper. Okay, all right. We've got the Premier League games coming up. Leverkusen win. How are Leverkusen doing? This one is I wouldn't say win right now, but definitely if it stays like this against 55, 60 minutes, one to back for the draw. Oh, sorry, I didn't do that on my screen. So we said Leverkusen, Augsburg. You can see Augsburg are winning 1-0, but Leverkusen are probably dominating the game. They've got 66% possession, 12-6 on the dangerous attacks, and they're getting shots on target. So we would potentially look at betting the draw on this game around the 60-minute mark. We keep an eye on Leipzig Köln. That is our bet of choice for today. Both teams to score. Has there been a goal somewhere else? And Hoffenheim 2-2. Look at that. They went 2-0 down and have already turned it around and made it 2-2. This is really nice for our accumulator here. Hoffenheim to win, both teams to score. It was a bit nervy when they went 2-0 down, but you got to have some faith in the teams you're backing. Leipzig Köln still looking for both teams to score. What's gives you some safety is when one of the teams gets a goal before halftime. So really what we want any of these two teams, Leipzig or Köln, to score before halftime. Of course, both teams to score can happen in the second half, but just for that extra level of comfort. And interestingly as well, when you bet both teams to score, you can see here the cash out value. That will increase when one of the teams scores, obviously, because you're one step closer towards, I guess, getting the bet correct. So it is a nice way to kind of provide some insurance as long as one of the teams do score. And again, we're seeing Köln really pushing Leipzig up high on the pitch, trying to win the ball high up. It probably will leave them exposed on a quick break, like in this situation right now. Can they get the ball? No, not good. But I definitely see a goal in this game before halftime. The way they're playing, I think it's going to come. The Leverkusen win, yeah. So I think we covered that. Oh, great play here. Poor finish. Köln, look at Köln's performance. For people who thought Leipzig were going to win the game, Köln are really, really putting in some good chances. We've got the Premier League game starting in a few minutes as well. I'm going to have to get one of the... What games are people watching today on the Premier League? What do you think is the pick? I think it's got to be Arsenal-Leicester, right? Arsenal-Leicester are a good team, good on the counter. We know Man City are going to beat Bournemouth, and the other games are kind of... It lacks that star quality. I think what Arsenal have done this season in the transfer window, really, really good. I think the top 4 finish is looking likely for them. Okay, what's going on in the Bundesliga? Still, we're in this lull period now, where you don't get any goals. Okay. Also got the championship games coming up at 3 o'clock. I think still too early to bet on the championship. It's even difficult to rely on last season's form, just because there's so many changes. Lots of loan players in the championship who go back to parent clubs. I think there's a lot of changes in the team dynamics from season to season. So we probably need to wait for some current season data to bet on the championship. But definitely Bundesliga and Premier League, we can start to bet on those. That's a foul there. Any more developments in the other games in the Bundesliga? Not really at the moment. Wolves versus Fulham. Easy win, Wolves. Luis, I mean, I don't know if you saw the Liverpool game last week, but Fulham looked really good. Really, really good. Up for it. Aggressive. And they gave Liverpool some serious problems. Whereas Wolves, on the other hand, just didn't look so good going forward. I don't think it's going to be so easy to say It's going to be a Wolves easy win. What are the odds as well? 220. That I think so. There's some concern from the bookmakers that it's not going to be an easy game for Wolves. So we're following, just everyone, we're following the Leipzig Köln game. We've put a bet on for both teams to score in this game. Put the bet on around the 16-minute mark. And following along, watching on Bet365. Cannot show the stream, obviously, due to getting taken down from YouTube last week. So if you want to follow along, I'm just watching that game. And if you see any bets across the other leagues that you think are worth looking at, then, oh man, Con are looking so dangerous. I'm liking it. But yeah, if there are any other bets you think worth checking out, then do let me know. I'm going to get the stream up for the Arsenal-Leicester game. Don't know if my internet can handle all this streaming and everything, but we'll see. Fingers crossed we don't lose the connection. That's going on. Arsenal-Leicester odds 1.55 for Arsenal. And Arsenal, both teams to score. Arsenal to win and both teams to score. That's not the bet. Where is it? Where is Arsenal to win, both teams to score? 3.2. So that's a potentially nice bet to look at. You know, probably worth looking at how Arsenal were playing in the beginning of the game and how Leicester start. But I've increased the odds from 3.2 to 5.5 just by adding these two additional conditions into the bet. And look, if Arsenal are going to dominate the game and they're going to win, their attacking players are going to have shots on target. So that's why you kind of merge the bet with similar conditions. In the same way, if you think one team is going to win, then I like to bet them on the over for corners, specifically just that team. Because if they're attacking, if they're in the opponent's half and, you know, putting crosses into the box, then you expect corners to come on from that. What's happening here? Oh, nasty challenge. Okay. So the Leipzig-Köln game is slowing down a bit. We may need to consider potentially coming out of the bet, taking a £25 loss, which is not bad, but sometimes, you know, we base it on what we see, and if what we see starts to change, then we've got to make a decision based on the latest data available. So I'm going to track the game for another 5 minutes and then make a decision on whether we stay in the both teams to score bet. Other games, sorry, oh, I'm on the wrong page. Hoffenheim, RB Leipzig, Con. Okay. So follow along at home if you're not watching the game, and then I can explain to you what I'm seeing on the screen in this game. And the games are kicked off. Let me get up Arsenal-Leicester. This Köln Leipzig game, Köln game is really slowing down. It's not looking promising. Köln are not pushing up now on the Leipzig defenders as high as they were before. But Leipzig are coming in down the left wing with Timo Werner, who looking like Chelsea Timo Werner right now. Hello. Hi, Shima. Hi, my lad. Thank you. All right, we've got the Arsenal Leicester game up here. Okay. Right. So you see what's happened in the RB Leipzig Con game. Before it was, when we placed the bet, there were 3 shots on target to 1 and 3 shots off target for Con. In that 12-minute period, there's only been 1 more shot on target. So you can see now the game has really slowed down. I'm going to give it 1 more chance before I think we pull out of the bet. It's still pushing somewhat high up. Lots of open space for the diagonal. 2 against 3 at the back. How do they deal with it? Oh, he's got past his man, but such a poor cross. Werner keeps it in. No, I'm not convinced anymore. Let's pull out of the bet. Yeah, let's come out. Sometimes you got to cut your losses, and the game has slowed down since that start. So we'll take our losses and save it for the second half. I think we've got some real opportunities here in the second half, with the Eintracht Frankfurt draw and Bayer Leverkusen draw. If the favourites at the moment are losing in both of these games, and if it stays 1-0 around the 60-minute mark, we look at which team is the most likely to score. Right now, Hertha Berlin are really dominating Frankfurt, and they did have that midweek fixture, so they're going to be a bit tired. And probably not going to have that same energy for the second half of the game. And Bayer Leverkusen are at home, on the other hand, and are dominating the game. So that looks like the more likely one, but we'll see. We'll see how they come out in the second half. And the Premier League is underway. Let me see. I've got some issues with the stream. Okay. And how is the accumulator bet going? So we've still got that Arsenal Leicester, both teams to score. This match is not until later. We need Hoffenheim to win against Bochum. Both teams to score condition already met. And Eintracht Frankfurt to mount a good comeback and win the game against Hertha Berlin. And that is, remember, £42 to return 10,000. So that'd be a really good win for the second game week. What's going on? RB Leipzig, Cohen still. It's the most open game. If you look at the dangerous attacks in total here, we've got 34. RB Leipzig, Cohen 43, 31, 27, and 17. So it's just surprising that the game with the most dangerous attacks, most back and forth, is the game that hasn't got a goal yet. There's also potential, if it stays like this, for you to bet the Cologne win. I don't know what the odds are, 5.5. So like we talked about in the upset video, obviously RB Leipzig are the favourites in this game. If it stays like this, given the statistics, you could potentially bet the Cologne win. I think this would go up, Cologne win would go up to around 7 on the 65-minute mark. And if they can grab a goal towards the end of the game, keep the game 0-0 and grab a goal at the end, then there's a chance that they can win the game. But obviously smaller stake on that given the high risk involved. I'm just trying to get the Arsenal Leicester game up, so give me a second. Already? Okay, Leicester. Already getting a shot. It looks like these German games are really slowing down. No, started off very fast, lots of goals. I wonder which team I'm going to try. I want to keep an eye on the Arsenal game. So let me bring that up here. Brighton, Newcastle. Brighton starting off the stronger team. Man City, absolutely dominating. How's my Cancelo, Walker, and Haaland? All right, my fantasy team should be okay. Southampton Leeds, very slow game. And Wolves, Fulham. So Fulham look like... So Wolves have 2 shots on target, but Fulham have the dangerous attack. So it's interesting. Leicester look like they're doing pretty well. They've got a lot of the ball with a shot on target already. And Arsenal sitting quite deep. RB Leipzig, Köln, look at that. We cashed out and RB Leipzig have got the goal in the first half. Out of nowhere, let's see. Maybe we should have let that run for a little bit longer. What's happened? I think Timo Werner. It may have been Timo Werner who got the goal. Who was it? Oh, my back is killing. Timo Werner on his return to RB Leipzig from Chelsea. A cross pass. Is it from outside the box? The goalkeeper's made a huge error here. If you see the goal back on any highlights, it's literally he's tried to catch it here and it's gone through his arms, under his arm, into the back of the net. It was honestly not even a good shot. Big mistake from the Köln goalkeeper there, out of nowhere. So I'm not too upset about it, given that, you know, any other day that probably wouldn't have happened. Premier League getting off to a slow start. Do any of you guys do the Super Six? What's it called? Super Six, where you guess the results of the 6 games, and you can win like £500,000, and it's free to enter. It's really good thing to do. What did I have for the Super Six predictions? I had Arsenal 2-1. Okay. Yeah. So as the Bundesliga comes up to half time, we're probably going to take a small break. How are Arsenal playing? Is anyone... I'm watching like 3 different games at the same time. Does anyone know how the Arsenal game's going on? Wolves, Fulham. But Man City look like they... I've never seen odds of 1.07 for a team to win a game. And for the odds for the other team to be 21. That is ridiculous. I mean, yeah, Man City are going to win the game, but still. 21. Just for one team to win. Absolutely crazy. Maybe if I just... don't know if I hold the mic, if it's clearer and stays clear, but then I've got to hold it the whole time. I'll put it back. Okay, Kevin De Bruyne on the attack. That's only dangerous things. And Ruben Diaz shot off target. If Ruben Diaz, their centre-back, is getting a shot off target, I can imagine they are very high up the field. I think Leipzig could score another goal here. Oh, they should. Now the Köln keeper makes a great save. Now he saved his team because Leipzig should have scored a second goal. But now Köln break. And Köln are about to score. 1-1 in the RB Leipzig Köln game. Sometimes you've got to go with your gut, you know. That is really such a killer to have cashed out for the RB Leipzig Köln game. It looked like nothing was happening. Slow period, and then should have let that run. Lesson for next time. We did say it was the most open game. We went through the review, and I mean, we didn't lose too much money. We cashed out. We played the safer option. Why is it showing RB Leipzig as 2? They didn't score. You know, Colin got the goal. Yeah. But yeah, we looked at it. We said RB Leipzig Colin was the most open game. And like that, both teams have scored. So we should have, next time we got to trust our gut a little bit more and stick with the bet. But that's no problem. That's no problem. We have opportunities in the second half of the Bundesliga games to make some money. We've got some favorites who are down, Eintracht Frankfurt and Bayer Leverkusen. So we can bet the draw in those games. Let's see. Arsenal, Leicester. Oh. Other than that, the other games are looking pretty slow. Okay. What bets do you guys have on? Yeah, I make that mistake too. Cash out too early. You know, it happens. It happens. I probably did that way too early. I was being conservative. Um, should have trusted the gut, but it's okay. You know, we didn't. It's better to lose a small amount of money than to lose a lot because honestly, that our first. Oh, we should remain logged in. That first RB Leipzig goal shouldn't have gone in. And then maybe that doesn't make Köln as attacking, and the game ends up 0-0. You know, it's not every day you're going to get it right, but that one was unfortunate. But we didn't lose. We didn't lose too much. We played it safe, which is the most important thing. You start going on a losing streak, and it just really starts snowballing. How are the championship games going? Nah, I don't think we're really interested in the championship right now. This one's interesting. Did one of my videos about this team, Ogrite. Eskilstuna against Ogrite in the Swedish second division. I don't even know if they're good anymore. Eskilstuna. Ogrite. Nah, it's a bottom of the table clash. We're not interested. Still no goals in this game. Or in any of the Premier League games. But Newcastle, dangerous attack. Nope. Man City. Bournemouth holding out Man City for now. 0 dangerous attacks for Bournemouth. Barcelona to win. Is it the first week of the La Liga? I think it was. Were there games last week? I think this is the first week. Let's see. Spain. What's the odds for Barcelona? 1.25. I mean, they will win, but I wouldn't bet on it at those odds. Not Barcelona. First game of the season. Let's see. One to wait and see. RB Leipzig breaking now. They really break so quickly and dangerously. I think we have a goal in Southampton Leeds. Potentially. Oh, so we've got suspended betting here. Could be a goal, could be a red card. Who's in goal for Leicester? Still Daniel Ward. Okay. Something's changed here. Bayer Leverkusen have come back. We said we wanted to wait for that if it stayed a draw. But they've managed to pull it back before half-time. RB Leipzig, Köln. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to take a little break as we come up to the halftime in these Bundesliga games. We'll be back in 10, 15 minutes to get ready for the second half. I think there's still some opportunity to bet on these games. Potentially Cologne, the Cologne win, uh, Frankfurt draw, Bayer Leverkusen win. Probably not good enough odds for it. So those two really, the Frankfurt draw and the Cologne win as a high risk bet. Premier League games are very slow to start with. Look at that. There's just not a lot going on here. I think Cologne scored another.